Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurasou here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Mark Watch, and we're just gonna thrust right into it. Hopefully you enjoy that pun. I know you did. If you guys have not smashed that like button, can we get 100 likes on this video? I think I only get about 3% of people liking the video, so if we get 100 likes on this video, that'd be great. Subscribe if you've not already. If you're new to the channel, because we've been getting a lot of subs recently, make sure to join our Discord. It's in the description below. It's free to join. We have penny stocks, Edison, memes, a general chat, and we seem to get some messages every day, so it's cool to grow that community. So come on, join. Thank you to my YouTube channel members. If you want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, you can consider being a YouTube channel member. There's tiers for rewards, and it helps me do this more of a full-time job rather than like a part-time job. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Let me know what I'm going over in my next Mark Watch in the comment section below, and we're going to get right into this. So, Triple Tactics Thrust has gone even higher, and I can't say that I'm surprised. Right now, they're about 140. However, as you see right here, they're selling at 135, 130, 140s right here. This is a card selling from 120 to 140. We don't have a accessible print of this card, and the secret rares over here are even going up as well. 95, 98, basically $100. You're spending a straight Benjamin on this card. This card was cheaper throughout its entire lifetime, I want to say, after pre-sales. Like, even post-Photon Hypernova, these were like 85, 90, you know, and then there were times where these dipped to 70s, mid 60s. They never went to 50s, but mid 60s, 64, 65, 68, right? This card is now $100 because it's just that good. It's way better than Talent, especially because, hey, most decks can utilize the setting level 1 normal spell or trap, and is your opponent activates a monster effect this turn, right? So it's this turn. A lot of players are dodging main phase 1, main phase 2, and that's kind of why when I at least ran Talents, I felt like when I tried Thrust, I didn't have a dead card in my hand, unlike Talents, which if Talents, you can activate Talents, it's awesome, but if you can't, you can't here. And the ultis being, why would you spend $80 on a secret when you can get an ulti for $100? I actually talked about this not only on my Market Watch, but fresh off the press. You're going to see him later on this week with me on one of these Market Watches on this channel. 140, 150 over here. If you have this card, here's what I'm going to say. If you do not downgrade a secrets and try to get a little bit of money, it's just, there's no reason. You might as well either understand that, hey, I should get rid of this card if I'm not playing in tournaments. Like, if you're not playing in, like, actual tournaments, if you're only playing locals, I really think it's better to just grab this cash right now and call it a day. If you are playing and you're like, man, I just want this card to play, it's hard to tell you not to get the ultis. The ultis are going to be more bang for your buck. They're going to be more relevant in the future rather than the secrets. But there is at least a $50 there. If you're getting up, say, a set, hey, you're getting it $150 cheaper. But when this card gets reprinted, the secret is going to go a lot lower, probably to around 40. But if you want them to protect your cards, head on over to Tapio Cards here. They got a bunch of stuff like oversleeves over here, which I really like their Madolce one, but if you're a long-time subscriber, you know that's my favorite archetype, so I'm a little biased. Deck boxes, field centers, hats. They even have like backpacks, Edison. Like, I actually like this backpack. It's really cool, and it's sold out for a reason, right? But who knows, maybe they'll restock. So if you guys do decide to buy something on Tapio Cards, make sure you use code SAKI in the description below. Helps you save 5%. Hey, someone's buying the Edison stuff as we speak. You see that? Really cool deck box over here. And they actually have the tokens here, which I really like the tokens a lot. You guys are going to see me rock this very soon. But yeah, 5% off on merchandise, and you get back to the channel. Go check them out. Description below. We're going to get to the next card. So, Archa Centric. I want to talk about this card because this card has been used to not only search itself out to pop spells in traps, but initiate other combos. We've seen the secret rares and the other versions of this card bought out multiple times throughout its lifetime. I feel like Archa Centric goes up in price once a year, and now we have a very cheap common of it, which is about 20 cents to 25 cents. Now, a lot of players, no matter what, throw away their OTS bulk. Never throw away your OTS bulk. This is probably the most valuable free bulk you will ever get in your life. Not probably, it is, honestly. Because whatever we have for OTS, Bulk, that's all we have. Konami might reprint one of the popular supers as an ultra or secret later, sure. But the ultis, they're not going to get reprinted. If they're really, really popular, maybe they'll get a Starlight, but that's like one in, I don't know, a lot. It's not really going to happen, right? So when you look at these OTS cards, you have to remember that when we get OTS 23, which is coming soon, or rather than later, believe it or not, even though OTS 22 feels kind of fresh. This card, if it ever jumps up, people are going to start scrambling for the cheapest copy. There's players who most players just want to play the card. They'll go for the common. The secret rares, on the other hand, have restocked now $7 for unlimiteds. First editions here about $10. This did spike all the way up to about a $30 card. In fact, 33 listings for first edition. If we go near mint light play, 31. We go near mint, it's like 19. That's not many copies here for this card. And then you even have like the super rares. He's jumped up to $10 at one point. Solid dollar. Now, it's probably better if you're trying to get this card to maybe get the super, right? Spend an extra, 80 cents, get some supers. So it's kind of a mid-range, hollow, could go up to 3-4 a piece. But if you see people not caring about these commons at your locals, because a lot of players have this rule where if they don't like the pack, or it basically doesn't have an ulti, they'll just like throw it on the table and they just won't want it. Usually if you ask them for it, they're like, yeah, have it for free, here you go. Hey, it's good to have these in bulk when you pull the common. Pearly from OTS Pack 22. Now these are about $21 roughly here. I can't even say 21, 22. It's just 21. Now, this card, while Pearly is a meta relevant deck, the issue with this card is that, number one, we're getting a lot of these in our OTS 22 packs. Not just because, oh, it's the relevant OTS of the time, so everyone's still cracking it open, but people are opening up Pearlies way more than Branded Fusion and Thrust. I've noticed that first that two of the locals I went to, but hey, I'm not there every week. Coincidences happen. I didn't really think too much of it, but I asked people who are opening up cases, and they're like 50%. Their box is like usually 50% this card, right? With the other 50% being a mixture of Branded Fusion and Thrust. So this card is being pulled a lot more. This isn't really a generic card. You're playing Pearly. You want it. If you're not playing Pearly, you might want one copy because it's a cute kitty, right? That's actually why I wanted one copy, right? It's a cute cat. I love the Pearly aesthetic, even though I'm not playing the deck. So I wanted one copy in my personal binder, which I ended up getting a set. This card is quite cheap, though. I feel like if you can get this card for 15 or lower, it might be a worthwhile card to kind of gamble on. I mean, they're selling, right? I can't say, oh, this card is dead in the water. They're selling. In fact, they were selling at 15s here. Wow. Definitely a card that it's on its low and could go lower possibly, but I feel like there's going to be a peak somewhere eventually here. So just keep an eye. Ashura King from Power of the Elements. Now, I told people it's good to have a copy two of this card. I wouldn't necessarily invest into it. However, we got a new archetype announced, which is Goblin Riders, and it looks pretty cool, and a lot of people are already kind of speculating what's going to be good in this, and Ashura King is actually one of those cards. Now, this is a Power of the Elements card, aka no reprints. If we go near mint and light play here, just to, get the mob plays out, they're $1, but 2.5 going up to 3. People know it has no reprint. If you go first edition, you go verified here, they do kind of go up quickly here. Might be good to get your copies while you can. Maybe a set if you don't have it here. Would this card see play in the deck for sure? I can't really tell you right now because I need to start seeing builds of it and seeing what it can really do. Especially because it's not just going to get one wave of support and be done. At least hopefully not. But definitely a card you're going to want to get. Again, it's also a card that has Power of the Elements, a set we don't know when reprints are going to happen. They got Kurakura out of the way, so every time they get a card out of here, they might be like, okay, we're done with Power of the Elements. We don't care. If secondary market wants to go crazy on something, let them, right? Is what it is. Levier has also seen some buyouts from that, but it's also just a good card in old format as well. Latest paid near mint are 21, 25. Way too cheap for Levier, the Sea Dragon ultis. Even unlimited, I would recommend. But first edition is just so cheap that you might as well get these. 28 going up to 35 here. I personally, because even though this is an older ulti, so I expect light play anyway. Spend the extra like $7 to get a near mint, just in case you get a light play. It doesn't look like you'll like it. Not saying anything bad about any of the sellers, and all listing light plays either on this page or anywhere. I'm just saying that because of it, if it's an older card, if the light play near mint doesn't have that much of a difference, I always go for near mint, even though if I'm gonna play and get light play anyway. 35 for near mint, really cheap, honestly. Ultras here are not too bad either. $5-6, almost $7. First ed OGs are 8s. First ed OG Levier for $8. Look, if you're on a budget, go grab this version. Number 17, Levier Dragon Astral. You know, this is kind of a weird question to ask in the middle of Market Watch, but I want to know in the comment section below, what coffee do you guys prefer and what coffee do you guys think is overrated? Personally, I don't really like Starbucks. I've drank in there before. In fact, I did over the weekend just because I had a friend who likes Starbucks, and I somehow end up at a Starbucks 2, 3, maybe 3 times a year, mostly because I get a gift card somewhere from it, and I'm like, well, it's free. But I always preferred either Dunkin' or making like my own coffee. You know, like I'm Greek, so I like frappe, right? But I'm very particular with my coffee. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite stingy. But number 17, a card that's not too stingy on your wallet here. These have always been cheap, and I always told people not to look at it. But right now, these are $30. Oh yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. One of the reasons this is dropping is because they're actually reprinting Astral Utopia. And I think a lot of people, this was like the final straw where they're like, wow, they can actually reprint at number 17. And I just think that nobody cares about number 17. So it's very hard to get this quote unquote bought out. Oh, or not, as well as it's hard for Konami to reprint this card. I really do think that Konami will skip this. If they don't skip this, I don't know what to tell them. I mean, I guess history repeats itself, right? But $30 for this, while I told people not to go in on this card, it's really cheap. I mean, if you want to gamble, I mean, it's $30, so it's a bit of money, but it is a Starlight, aka Astral Rare. You know, it could go up from this point, at least back to 60, 70 possibly. Definitely a card to consider. I'm not going to give it my stamp of approval, but if you ever wanted it, definitely go for it. Rika's. Now, this deck, I always tell people, all right, that the Sunvalin archetype, as well as Rika in general, are great decks, but need to be piloted by good players, right? It has a pretty high skill ceiling, so while this deck has and is meta relevant, I'm not gonna say it's not doesn't have its problems that need to be addressed, aka say maybe a hit on the ban list, but it's hard to really complain about this when you don't really see it too often. I mean, even players that are quote unquote not, you know, decent players will still struggle and misplay with the deck. You really have to practice for it. I wouldn't be surprised if Konami gives it a hit, but I just feel like it's more of you got players who are good at the deck rather than the deck itself, even though it's oppressive. That's kind of how I'm going to say it. But CRs here are not that much cash. $27? Not bad at all, honestly. Maze of Memories actually has a lot of good picks here. Baron is 40. Judgments are very low. In fact, we'll take a look at the judgments here. Chimera dropped back to 68. Very fair of a price. Good to see it drop. Barons, we know that's getting reprint anniversary. We're going to go without photos here because I would actually like to see the listings. So 82 for Excelsior, quite cheap if you ask me. Box at 58 are really good actually. CR Judgments are 37. I would rather have the ulti, but hey, CR Judgment for 37 isn't awful. 30 for Excels here. It just needs another combo. It could go up to 40, 50. Chimeras are still holding at 33. This set has a 33, a 30, and a 42 for ultra rares. Let that sink in. Box is 58, right? You're going to pull one of these. Like, probably for sure, right? And then you have, you know, some of the other CRs are not bad either. Then you have the, what's it called? Sarah Avermax is about 20. Gate Guardian, 16, 17, which, funny enough, this is actually used in a Rescue Ace deck. However, from what I'm seeing, is they ran it as a meme. They didn't actually run it because it's a good card, and which reminds me of Spell Chronicle. If you're an old school player, and I need to talk about the Gate Guardian thing for 1 second. Spell Chronicle was a card that the pro players want to troll the community, they ran a copy and said it was for X and this, even though it's a bad card. Because if they topped with it, the players would listen, right? And they want to see if it could get bought out. And it did get bought out. And the funniest part is everyone realized how horrible of a card it is. And it's kind of funny how years later, we're kind of having another relevant example of this. $22. Yeah, oof. 22 for the Blackluster. I love this card. The aesthetic's so awesome. 22. Your boy is bought. Your boy's bought. Dual Academies at 11 are not bad either. This just so funny seeing these at 8s. The reason being is because I'm telling you right now, these CRs are 8s. I'm telling you the Ultras right now are more. Oh no, they're way cheaper. Okay, never mind. The Ultras used to be way more than the CRs. I always found that really funny. I feel like if you want a budget version of this card, you might as well just get the CR and call it a day. 2-drop Rika Queen Secrets are $5. That's the cheapest I've seen this card. Honestly, if I had to be honest, if you're looking to grab this card right now, it's definitely worth your money at $5-6. Glamour Ultras are about 4s. Very good for Ultras. Not bad at all. The secrets here are about really good price. I think $8 is very fair. Remember, this is short print out of Secret Slayers. Your Rika stuff is looking at good prices, except for Snowdrop. Snowdrop's looking at pretty awful price. Jasmine Ultras are about 11, going up to about 14 here if we go near mint, verified actually. Oh, 15 listings is not bueno. Bottoming out at 25 here. Ooh, we had light plays. It gets a little bit better, but it's not looking Gucci. Y'all might want to get your near mints while you can. Ooh, that's not good. Titanial Princess of Camellias. Now, this card is short print. This is an Edison card. You play one in any Lone Fire deck, right? Or Quick Trot Dandy plays one. You tribute face-up plant monster you control, it could include this card. Negate the activation of a spell trap or affect monsters, effect that targets cards on the field and destroy it. Does have to target, but it's not that bad. It's also 2,800, right? Your ultis, I actually have one in my personal collection, mind you. 22, 20, well, we got 2 at 22, 35, 150. This is because Crossroads does not have first edition. I know I sound like a broken record. I say this like once every 2-3 Marco watches, right? So I get why the first edition Jump has this, but these unlimiteds aren't lasting long. Like, let's see how often this is selling. 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay, we're not gonna include the first set that sold. Even the first sets are selling at 160 here. 6 sold in October, right? It is October 9th. Okay, we have 3, 4, 5 here. You are not seeing the end of October until all those unlimited are gone. Now, these ultras are also a little bit bang for your buck, which is a little crazy. For the non-Slobbered versions, there's no near mints. There's no near mints. Okay, there's only lightly played. Okay, well, you got there. That's all you got. Oh, and then you got the golds here, which are like $1, but these have 24 listings. So I'll say this though, Gold Series 4 isn't a bad gold per se. It's not good. It's not bad either. But there are players that are fans of Gold Series 4. I think Premium Gold is the worst gold out there by far. It is honestly a hate crime when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarities. I could get a lot darker with this joke. But point is, pretty awful. Maximum Gold being second, but at least the Gold Series could pass. But these are like $1, $2. You have a common of this. I know that Battle Pack has one. The Astral Pack, so honestly, get the Tournament Pack version for 50 cents is cool. You have the Super from Secret Slayers, so card is affordable. Okay, you got the nice, clean little Super Rare, which looks nice and bright, actually. It doesn't look like too bad, honestly. With that being said, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you've not already. If you're buying any cards off TCG, please use my link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Let me know what I'm going over in the next Mark Watch in the comment section below. And I want to say thank you so much to my YouTube channel members. You know, I thought when I got the new YouTube channel rewards, I would possibly get a few more channel members, which unfortunately I did not get any, which means that I have failed when it comes to making the rewards a bit better. I'm probably going to go back and improve them some more. so that they're actually appealing. Now, I don't want anyone to take this comment out of context and be like, oh, he needs money, or oh, he's guilting. No, you should never feel bad about not giving money, not only to me, but any creator. I mean, you got this far into the video. This video is what, 20 minutes, 25 minutes? You made it to the end of the video. That's pretty awesome, right? If you get that like button, that's free. That's cool, right? If you want to comment, hey, that's a little extra credit, right? But that's realistically what I expect. If people want to support me either through, the sponsors, or the wonderful sponsors I'm lucky to have, by the way, or channel member because they have the disposable income, or with the affiliates, hey, they're gonna get something anyway, might as well help me out, right? I do really appreciate it, right? So never feel bad about doing it. Just being here is awesome. And by the way, asking questions is always free for me to go over cards in the next market watch. Now, not gonna say I'll go over it every single time, but I think I have a pretty good track record of going over the cards that people want when they're requested. Because I always love when, especially when I see a new face request a card, because it's nice because it makes them feel a little more part of the community. Which, if you want, hey, Discord in the description below. Also, if you guys want to send anything in my PO box, I always forget to mention that. Hey, you can. My birthday's in 6 months. Actually, yeah, about 6 months, something like that. I had to think of when my birthday is. When you're an adult, you actually have to think about when your birthday is. That's kind of funny, isn't it? Like if it really wasn't for my wife, I'd probably forget my birthday. Happened one time, like literally 2 days before. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, and thank you for listening to my end of the market watch ramblings.